Secretary Raimondo, I believe in order to be a great country that you actually have to make things, and it has to be our focus. You and I have talked about that before, and one of the primary goals of the CHIPS and Science Act was to increase domestic production of mature semiconductor chips to address the crisis that we saw in the automotive supply chain, a crisis that was preventing consumers from being able to purchase vehicles and resulted in furloughs of auto workers due to the shortage of mature chips. In fact, we had parking lots full of automobiles and pickup trucks and other vehicles that just needed a chip or two before they could head off to the dealer. Your department has pledged to spend $10 billion in the CHIPS funding to fix that. And certainly love to have an update on that, but hope that your commitment will stand through the full expenditure of that necessary investment in that industry. But in addition to making more mature chips here in America, we must also use the CHIPS and Science Act to invest in the future of the automotive industry, and that means research and development. Michigan stakeholders have already mobilized to meet that challenge, and one example is the STAR initiative to establish a semiconductor center of excellence in Michigan, led by the internationally renowned research center, IMEC, semiconductor equipment manufacturer KLA, the University of Michigan, and Washtenaw Community College. The STAR initiative will focus on advanced microelectronic research for vehicle electrification and autonomous automotive solutions. These innovative solutions will help cement the United States leadership, not only in the future of semiconductors, but also in the future of the automotive industry. So my question for you, Secretary Raimondo, as you disseminate CHIPS R&D funding in the coming months, will you commit to considering the crossover impacts that semiconductor R&D projects can have on other industries, like the automotive industry, as a way to maximize the impact of these funds?
I will, but let me say this. As you know, the statute, as you well know, the statute requires a $2 billion set-aside for the mature node chips. And we have said that we believe we'll invest closer to $10 billion in supply chains, mature and current node chips. And that is still our plan. We think that's what's necessary to get the job done. With respect to your other question, early in the new year, we will be getting the NOFO out, the funding opportunity for the R&D portion, and I will commit certainly to work with you between now and then as we design that application before putting it out early in the new year. But I do want to be clear, and I've said this all along, the point of the CHIPS program isn't just to incentivize a few new fabs and call it a day, right? That's not enough. That is not success. That's necessary but insufficient. The point is to do exactly as you say. It's to stimulate research and development. It's to stimulate job training and to have a whole ecosystem that that we need to deepen in the United States, including applications like in the auto industry. So we're in violent agreement on this, and you know, I look forward to working with you.
Very good. Well, I'll look forward to that as well. Raise another issue related to semiconductors, and that's advanced packaging, which is a significant part of the chip supply chain, as you well know, that I believe needs significant focus as part of our onshoring efforts to bring this back to the United States because of its importance both from a national security perspective and for American workers and consumers. Calumet Electronics in Calumet, Michigan, with the help of incredible engineers from the Michigan Technological University up in Houghton, is doing incredible work on advanced packaging, particularly by making very advanced printed circuit boards for defense applications, and they're expanding their capacity. My question for you is, as we try to ensure this supply chain is supported, can you speak to how advanced packaging will be prioritized in funding going forward?
Yes. This fall, we'll be putting out a strategy paper on our packaging strategy, our plan, so you'll be able to see that soon. But let me tell you this, right now, we don't really do advanced packaging in the United States. It is a huge problem that doesn't get much attention. even if we make the chips in the United States and then ship them to Asia to be packaged, that doesn't secure, doesn't hit our national security goals. So we are deeply committed at the end of this implementation to have advanced packaging on our shores. And as I say, later this year, we'll put out more details on the strategy.